Howdy Smite fans, it's JMac here. If you've been playing Smite for a long time or you're completely new to the game, you may have been hearing some phrases or terminology used that you might be a little confused with. Fortunately for you, this video and video series is here to teach you about some of the terms and mechanics in Smite. For this video, I want to dive into terminology used around objective play, such as fighting around Gold Fury and even the Fire Giant. So let's dive in and talk about some of those terms. Now, there's two pairs of terms that I want to talk about today, and we'll go ahead and dive into our first set, and that's going to be pulling and resetting objectives. Pulling an objective is to draw aggro or attention of the objective by dealing damage to it. Sounds simple enough. Hit the objective, it hits you back, you've pulled the objective. So what about resetting? Well, to reset the objective is to de-aggro the objective by leaving the area of combat with it. Anyone who has dealt damage to it needs to remove themselves from the area of play in order to properly reset it. At the Gold Fury, this would mean that everybody needs to leave the circle around the Gold Fury pit. In the example of a Fire Giant, all players would need to leave the entire pit of the Fire Giant, indicated by the volcanic floor around it. Now, the next two phrases that I want to talk about specifically discuss the damage to an objective, and those phrases are the terms burn and secure that you hear thrown out a lot. To burn an objective is to quickly deal damage to the objective over a short duration in order to take it down. This is typically things like hunters with crit damage, mages with high ability spam, relics like Belt of Frenzy or Bracer of Radiance, and even some gods that can amplify damage such as Fafnir's Coerce and Amaterasu's passive. These are just a handful of ways that you can amplify your damage to objectives in order to take them down just a little bit faster. The next is secure, which is most easily defined as the ability to deal a large amount of damage instantaneously to an objective. Basically, secure is being able to hit it really hard right away. The best examples of gods with secure are ones that have high base damage and scaling in their kits, especially tied to their ultimate abilities. Typically, these are mages like Ra, Thoth, or Iset, but can also include some guardians like Ymir, and the Runic Bomb, the newest feature on the Conquest map when you take down the Pyromancer, which deals 1,000 true damage to objectives. So to quickly recap, to pull or reset an objective is to gain or lose the attention of the objective by dealing damage and stopping damage to it. In order to secure or burn an objective, burning actually has to do with dealing a lot of damage quickly over time to an objective, where secure is doing an instantaneous amount of burst damage in order to kill the objective. Hope you've learned something with this video, and we're going to keep doing more segments like these ones in order to help you learn about some of the terms, phrases, and mechanics in the game of Smite. If you have any suggestions of ones you'd like to hear, leave them down in the comments below. We'll see if we can get them and add those into some of our next ones. I've been JMac Tucker, and thanks for coming out to the first episode of Term Talk.